And one more thing, like as I said, whenever you are updating or deleting any item, okay, how the data will flow for deleting first, it will be fetched. One arrow should have been here. Okay, this it will delete and then it will update. Okay, so that you have to do it. Second level DFD also I have shown. So for customer also I have shown yesterday. Okay. Now let us talk next after DFD. If you have to make, basically you have to make the data dictionary. That means you will be storing the data in certain kind of format, isn't it? So when we talk about format, that means the table will be relational in nature. Must have come across relational databases. Have you heard about the term relational databases? What is the relation basically in DBMS term? What is relation in DBMS context? Yes, anyone? Arbaz, what is relation in DBMS context?
Sir, like from what I remember, I think the properties are similar, something like that. Like,
No, no, no. Relation
then,
basically refers to the table. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so this is one relation if you see here. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are storing all the information. Okay, so in data dictionary, basically it is the source of information about all the tables that are present in the related to the project. Okay, now look here. If you look here, see admin will have in an admin table, all these are related to admin table, right? So in admin table, what will be the admin ID, admin name, admin phone number? Okay, then when the table was created, if suppose when the table was updated. So these are the data types. Okay, admin ID will be big integer. Okay, size will be 20. It is an identifier. Why identify? Because it's a primary key, isn't it? Through this admin ID, I'll be able to identify the other fields of the table. And from where am I getting this? From the admin table. Clear? Then, so what are the data types? Admin name will be varchar. It will be a mixture of name, numbers, okay, then special characters, isn't it? Then when the table was created, so this description will give when was it created. So it is derived only. There'll be the timestamp. Basically, it will tell us when it was created, time, everything will be there. Then in that e-commerce website, we had what other things we had regarding the brand, category, isn't it? Then product. So that also will be maintained in a different table. Will be a big integer. Okay, at the size is 20, and it is an identifier, primary identifier. It is stored in the brand name. Okay, so brand name is what? Varchar. Okay, that means it's a combination of characters. Okay, and numbers and special characters. Its size I've given 30. Okay, description. That means this field brand name is basically denotes brand name, and we are getting this under the brand table. Then brand description. Okay, so this is a long text. Okay, its size is 50. Again, same thing only. Again, category also will be under the category table. So something like that we will be. So this data types is basically related to the ones which is available in MySQL database. I think you all are acquainted. So accordingly, you have to build a single data dictionary. That means you have to list out all the fields which are there in your project in the table. How many tables you have to mention here. What every field description you have to mention here. What is the size of every attribute or field you have to mention. What of every field, that thing you have to mention very, very clearly. Okay. So now next we have is the ERD. So ERD I need not explain. I think entity relationship diagram. Anyone who doesn't know ER, this you have already got in DBMS. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know how to make an ER, isn't it? These are the three things you need an ER entity set. That means how many entities will be there, how many factors which will be related to the project. Okay, then nothing but the features of that entity. Like for example, customer is an entity, is an object, isn't it? Real time object, and it will have certain features. What are the features it will have? Like name, gender, phone number, email ID, isn't it? Address, okay, all these things. Then relationship, there may be two entities and they may be linked together. So, how do we link that? By defining the relationship that exists between the two entities. Okay, so something like this, the ER diagram is which are the entities we have? We have customer, we have product, we have brand, we have category, card, so many. So customer buys the product has brand has category, isn't it? Then product is added to cart, customer, okay, does payment, okay, payment is done for order. So something like that, okay, you have to define the relationship. So the relationships are defined by this diamond shape, okay, and each entity will have a ratio between one of them. It can be 1 is to n, 1 is to many is to 1, okay, or many is to many. So many customer can buy many products at the same time, so that's why it is n is to n, correct? Many products may have many brands, many brands may have many categories. So in that way, many products will be added to one cart only, isn't it? We in one cart we can add many products. Many payments can be made for many orders simultaneously, and one order can be placed in one cart only, isn't it? Okay. So that way we have to build. Then these are what are these? These round symbols. These are the attributes, isn't it? Now why this attribute is underlined? Because for every entity there will be a primary attribute. That means the primary key of the table, where through this attribute we will come to know the other attributes which are there. Through this category ID, we can know about other attributes. Okay, so that is basically drawn in, shown with the help of ER diagram. Then comes the database design. Okay, so in database design, what happens? Everything will be split up, every table. In data dictionary, we are combining all the tables under one dictionary only. Dictionary means what? It is a repository or storehouse of all the information together. In database design, we are designing the table. We are designing the table, the database in the form of different tables. We break up. So admin table, these things will be there. Okay, under admin table, admin ID will be the primary key, isn't it? Its size is 20 and data type is begin, like that it will go. Under brand table, again, something has to be there as a primary key. So brand ID will be the primary key. Okay, then brand description and when was it published, those things will be there. Data type for brand ID will always be an integer. Description will be a long text. Okay, in that way we have to give. Category table also same thing. Product table also same thing. Then in product table, if you see, so far we are having only primary key. But from product table onwards, we are introducing the concept of foreign keys. Now, what is a foreign key? What is the primary key and what is the foreign key?
Primary key is a unique ID in the main table, and foreign key is a foreign key can be the primary key for another table, but it is the same like element in the
But why
first
do
table,
we
so that
why
we
do we
can
use
consider two
foreign
tables
key?
dynamically.
Yes, very good, very correct. So foreign key is basically a primary key in some other table, and using that key, that means the foreign key, we can build a connection between the two tables. Okay, very nice. Now look here, like the in product table, I am linking category ID. Category ID is a foreign key here, but this category ID is a primary key in some other table. So which table it is the primary key? Let us see. So category ID is the primary key in which table? Category table. So there is a link, that means from product table to category table. Okay. Then similarly, subcategory ID. Okay. This is also I think in the category table only. The subcategory take ID is the this is not be a foreign key actually, subcategory. Okay, this is an error actually. Huh? This should not be, it will be like this. Now, brand ID. Brand ID again is a foreign key here. Okay, but this, when I say foreign key means what? That means brand ID is a primary key in some other table. So which table it should be a primary key, do you think? Which table? It will be brand ID will be in the brand table. Okay, so that way we are linking that category with brand and category with product, because ultimately they are all related to one another, isn't it? Then product image will be there. Okay, product quantity will be the product color will be there, and when was it published, that thing will also be there. Okay, so in that way it will go. Customer table will be there, order table will be there. This thing I will share with you to have more clarity. Okay, and these are the screenshots of the front end design. So this is the front end, okay, design. That means front end is something which through which the user can interact. No, that is the reason it is called front end, the interface design, in other words. So this is the home page. Okay, so how the product details will look like this way, isn't it, for an e-commerce website? How a cart page will look like. So these things all you have to do in project. I think Arbaz, you're recording, no? These things you can record. Customer login page,
Yes, sir, I
registration
am.
page. Okay. Then when I say screenshot of backend design, that means backend means what? The part which is unseen to the customer. That means the administrator side, how things work backside. Okay. So this is the admin login page. Okay. This is the dashboard for the admin. Okay. He can update certain things which is existing there. He can update the quantity. Okay. He can delete certain items which is not available anymore. He can add new products. Okay. This is the dashboard. Then testing comes. So that I will tell you in the testing phase. So like when I was doing DFD, I've covered many things for your project also. Okay, so that at least you will have an idea. So I will show you what are the things you will need for your project synopsis. Some of you can write down as well. Okay. These are the things for your synopsis which you need. This you don't need because you'll be doing minor project. So title of the project is first. Okay. This you will need title of the project with abstract. Okay, you have to do. This is the first step. Okay, this is the first step that you have to give within 1 week maybe. Okay, then from here, then from this part, title of the project, all these things up till here. Wait, let me color it out. Up till here, basically this will cover the synopsis part. So when you will be submitting the synopsis, okay, for your project, then these things you have to include. Okay, title of the project with abstract you have to give first time also, but second time also this will be included. But for synopsis, all these things will be there: existing system, benefits of proposed work, objective, hardware and software used. Okay, then analysis, all these economic feasibility, technical, behavioral, SRS. I have already shown you the format. Then structured analysis and design, DFD, data dictionary, ER, data. Up till here, you have to give the synopsis. So after submission of 1 month of title and abstract, within 1 month you have to give the synopsis. So this is you have to give like first chapter is this one, online shopping system. Then if you are doing a live project, then brief background of the organization. If you are not doing, then need not write title of the project. Okay, then existing system you have to say that in an existing system that you are referring, what is the problem? Because the proposed system that you are building, that you will build only if the existing system has certain problems, isn't it? Otherwise, why will you build? There is no point only, so that has to be taken care. Then benefits of proposed system over existing. You are building a new system, a new software. What is the benefit that it has from the existing one? So that you have to write point wise. Okay. Then what is the objective? What is the aim? What are the works that the system will do? So like you can say it makes convenient, this and that. Okay, purchase very easy. Okay, it's a completely online, so it will help buyers and sellers, okay, to communicate with one another in an online mode, reduce time consumption. So those things you have to write. okay, in the software. Then hardware and software specification. So this they used to ask also, like you have made the project, so what is your software specification? So you have to be very specific. You have to say that my OS is this one, server I have used is XAMPP and Laravel framework suppose. Okay, client, okay, whatever programming languages or front end language that I've used is PHP, HTML, CSS, SQL, Laravel framework. Of your laptop, you can give this one. So those things you have to say. Then in the next thing, you have to define the feasibility. How feasible is your project to me? Okay, so there you have to say like there will be three feasibility: technical, economic, and behavioral. Yes. Okay, so economic means you have to see from the cost point of view. Okay, how much cost did it incur? Like any money was involved or not? Okay, because most of the things are now for software. Okay, and this is the software also developed in your laptop, so it's economically feasible. Technically feasible means what are the various resources that you had used. Okay, so those things you can mention. Behavioral means in general, like who are the people who will be using and how the system will be behaving, the beneficiaries basically who will be using your software. That thing. Then SRS, then in SRS again functional requirement you have to say what are the various functions that the software will be having. So all these things you have to mention. You have to go to the very like exam like very in the you have to go. You have to analyze everything. So once your SRS is correct, only then only you can make the DFD. Okay, so that is will be there. The non-functional requirement will be there. Okay, then in SRS you have to now make for admin and client separately customers. So these things have already shown that way. So these things you have to make all these SRS. Okay, so once your SRS is ready, when you are like clear of making, then only you can go to the data flow diagram. Okay, then only you can go to the data flow diagram. If your SRS is not clear, if you have not specified the functional requirement nicely, if you have not written the SRS nicely for the different external entities, then your DFD will always be wrong. And then if DFD is wrong, your ER is also incorrect. To make the SRS very, very nicely. So once you have done the DFD, you'll move to data dictionary. And once you finish data dictionary, then you'll move to database design. That means you will write the tables with that. Okay, and ERD, of course. So any questions so far? Did you understand the flow of the project somehow to an extent?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you people have to now start working, and students have to by 22nd of October, 5 p.m. Students in the group have to give the name of the project, and in bracket they have to give the technology that they will be using, the software they will be using. Okay, the front end language they'll be using. So and the back end as well, so that they have to tell in the group. Okay. So that you have to do it by Friday. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, many people make many mistakes while constructing a DFD model. So you people also should be aware of that thing. Uh, many beginners while making a DFD make the mistake that they make more than one bubble in the context diagram in level 0. But in context diagram in level 0, how many bubbles should be there? Yes, tell me. Bubbles should be there. How many process should be there in the level 0 context diagram? Yes. Arbas, how many bubbles should be there in the context diagram?
Sir, only one bubble.
Yes, very good. Only one bubble. Why others are just keeping mum? We have done 3 classes on DFD. You are clear or not with DFD? Yes. Ishita, you are there? Were you there or not throughout the DFD while
Yes,
making?
sir.
Here or
Yes,
not?
sir.
Then why you are not replying? Okay, so only one bubble. Very good. Who said? Very correct. That means the student is observing. Okay. Now, many beginners have external entities appearing at all levels of DFD. All external entities interacting with the system should be represented only in the context diagram, should not appear at other levels of the DFD. So this also you can put, but again, this is a interpretation of Rajiv Mal, who have written the, I mean to say, the software engineering book. Okay, so it depends actually from authors to authors. So some authors basically they represent entities in first level, second level also, but in ঠিক আছে ইমান ইমান মই ইমান নোৱাৰিম ৰাজু দেখাবৰ কাৰণে okay, so in first level DFD or second level, in Rajipal, basically he represented the entities only in the zeroth level context diagram. After that, he did not represent. Only process was there, data flow and data store. But some of the authors, they represented external entities in each of the level. Then you have to remember that in first level, only 3 to 7 bubbles per level is allowed. Okay. If suppose we have more number of bubbles, that means more number of process in level 1, then that has to be generalized and that has to be decomposed in the next level. Okay. And every DFD must be balanced. Okay, that means whatever things are there, you need to express that thing with the help of a DFD. Okay. Then some DFDs are synchronous in nature also. If suppose certain activities are taking place at the same time, like search and update. We are searching certain item based on the product ID and at the same time updation is happening. Okay. Then those two bubbles should be connected with one another with an arrow. Okay. And those that process is called a synchronous process. Okay. So those things. However, there are certain disadvantages of the DFD model as well. So DFDs actually leave scope to be imprecise. Okay, it's not very precise. Okay, it will only show you how data basically flows in a system, but it will not be very much precise with the functionality. Okay, of a bubble that becomes hidden. Then how the control aspects are not defined by DFD. For example, they have given here the order in which the inputs are consumed. That means are taken by the process and the output, which is the system. Okay, in which order will it work? That is not specified. Okay, so that ordering is not basically specified with the help of a DFD. So question is basically asked. DFD in software engineering, question will be asked only. So you have to be very critical, like what is the DFD, what are the symbols used in a DFD, then what are the rules used for making a DFD, and you will be asked questions on a particular system, like they will say that this is a school management system, make a DFD, okay, for a school management system. So there you have to write first, like what are the assumptions you are making, and based on that you have to make the DFD. You have to write also which are the external entities here, what each of the process work will be doing. So that has to be explained clearly. Then only the examiner will be able to understand the assumptions that you are making. Okay. So all those things you have to do it very, very nicely. So I think for today it's fine. So any questions? You want me to take one more class on DFD with another example, or it's fine, I can proceed with other topics? Because DFD is very important for your project, again I'm saying. So whatever the class is, you tell me.
Sir, we can take another example as well.
Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll next class I will take one more example from maybe some samples or something. So you check accordingly, and I understand that since you people are doing for the first time, so it will be little bit difficult also, but you have to focus and get the work done. Okay, so that is important. So I think it's sufficient for today. Any more questions from the class? Any student who wants to ask any question? Yes, anyone? Arbaz, have you taken the attendance?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. So I think that is fine for today then.
Yes, sir.
And tomorrow, let me see. Tomorrow, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to take anyone who is interested.